In our last session, we read a letter from a woman who was angry that her husband, Larry, often lied to her, making excuses about why he was late, where he was going, and so on. I encouraged her to see that his lies were a response to his fear of not feeling loved, and that with her anger, she was actually a big cause of his lies. Now, back to the writer of the letter. This might be easier for you to understand if I put you in a role similar to that of your husband. Imagine for a moment that every time I see you, I ask you for a weather report. Every time you forecast fair weather, I'm delighted, and I thank you. But every time you forecast rain, I slap you in the face. You wouldn't have to forecast rain too many times before you'd catch on that telling me about rain would not be a good idea, would you? You'd start lying to me about the rain, or you'd avoid me. If rain was actually in the forecast, you certainly would not tell me the truth about it. And that's what's happening with Larry. He's learned that you don't like a lot of things he tells you. You withdraw your approval from him, and his life is already empty, so your withdrawal of approval is more than he can stand. So what does he do? He does whatever it takes to keep you from being angry. He lies. Duh. In fact, he's probably gotten to the point where he doesn't even think about it anymore. He lies automatically, probably on occasions where it doesn't even matter, about the tiniest things. Like you said, when he's just going over to his parents' house to watch television, of all things. He doesn't want to explain anything to you anymore because he figures you'll disapprove of just about anything he does. Now, I'm not blaming all this on you, so don't waste a lot of time feeling guilty here. Although it's true that Larry doesn't feel loved by you, your anger is only one factor influencing his behavior. It's virtually certain that from early childhood, he got a great deal of conditional approval and disapproval. And that's when he learned to lie, long before he ever met you. That disapproval from childhood was very painful to him. And when he withdraws from you now, and when he lies to you, in great part, he is still reacting to the lack of love he felt many years ago. So, what can you do about all this? You have to do exactly the opposite of what seems natural to you here. You have to stop confronting him about his lies. Each time you do confront him, you only make things much worse. Every time you get angry, he hears, "I don't love you." He becomes more empty and afraid. And then he's even more likely to lie. One reason you get angry is that you feel like Larry's lying to you. You make it personal when it's not. This isn't about you. He lies to protect himself. He's just drowning. And his lies are an attempt to keep his head above water. When you can remember that he's drowning, it's harder to stay angry at him. In our next session, we'll talk about what else you can do to change your behavior here.